Welcome back to The Culture, the hottest broadcast in the game. Go to my playlist section. We have released over 20 episodes and we have an entire playlist dedicated to this series. In this series, we shine a light on who's really committing some of the most heinous crimes in the United States and around the world. This project was inspired by years of me listening to certain conservative voices in the media focus on so-called crime in the black community as if crime was something that was unique to us. So that pushed me to dig deeper into the true crime data, the headlines and the statistics to see where the true criminality is actually coming from. Now, let's get into today's episode. Now, today, I'm going to be responding to another clip from the Steven Crowder episode when he went to the black barbershop to have a conversation about black men, about what's going on in our community, right? He done left his community, right? He done packed his bags. He got in his vehicle, left his community and came down to the black community, came down to the shop where everybody was kicking it to have a conversation. That's fine. So obviously, make your money. I see you getting millions of views, getting rich off the black man, salute to you, you're welcome, right? Now, in this clip, this particular clip was funny to me because one of the brothers in the barbershop kind of got Steven Crowder to admit that you're most likely safer in a barbershop full of black men than, out of your community in a school or a church, right? Anyway, let's get into it. Let's get into today's episode after the intro. We're going to get into the clip and then we're going to get into the news stories of today. Let's take a look at the calamity taking place inside the community. Let's go.
If you didn't know already, white men make up 29% of the U.S. population, but are accounted for over 77% of the people caught with child. You know what?
What's that? Get away from me now or I'm gonna knock your off, son. Why is he doing this? I just want to leave. I've got my property, I just want to leave. I didn't touch him. Palms together. Why are you guys doing this? I didn't touch him.
The tension is there. No, it's not a strong. The tension is there. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The tension is already there. White people are afraid to go in black neighborhoods because
so should black people be afraid to go to school because a white person go come shoot the school up?
Right.
Because every time we see that, that's what keeps happening.
It's not even close.
But now you're going to ignore. Now you're going to ignore that.
I'm scared to go to church.
You're scared to go to church, but you're sitting in the barbershop with almost 12 black men. Come on, Steve. Now let's be realistic.
Who do you think's more at risk sitting down right here?
Exactly. He know he's not in danger around us.
No, I'm much more at risk.
We don't do that.
Now, let's get into today's episode of The Culture. Let's take a look at the calamity taking place in the community. October 13th, today, a man has been arrested after posing as a teenager to lure a girl to his house in Georgia, according to the police. Jesus Christ. Welcome to The Culture. Let's get into it. The police have arrested a 44-year-old man who they say posed as a 16-year-old on social media to attract a 13-year-old girl to run away and visit him in Georgia. The Valdosta police said law enforcement officials went to a residence where they found the runaway child who came from Alabama, along with the suspect, Mr. Scott Daniel Davis. The man, they say, lured her to his house. The officials say the girl had last been seen getting into a vehicle and was spotted in Mr. Davis's driveway all the way in Georgia. When the Valdosta detectives arrived at the residence, they found Mr. Davis and the missing juvenile in the backyard. Mr. Davis was detained and the girl was safely recovered and brought back to her family. Man, welcome to The Culture. I don't even know what to say, man. Let's continue, man. Let's continue. Wow. Next story, October 12th, yesterday. A man has been arrested after assaulting a pregnant woman. My goodness, let's get into it. A man is behind bars after police say he assaulted the mother of his child. 28-year-old Austin Underwood was arrested by police on Saturday. Court documents say that he body slammed and punched a woman who is pregnant. The warrants say that Mr. Underwood grabbed the woman by the neck with both hands and choked her. He is currently in custody under no bond. Man, calamity in the community. See, this is what we got to talk about on The Culture, man. See, this is what they don't want to talk about. They want to come all the way to the black barbershop and they want to talk about what the black man do. We have to talk about what's happening behind closed doors, my friend. What is happening? Welcome to The Culture. Let's continue. Next story, October 13th, today. A man has been arrested after firing a gun from a hotel balcony in Colorado. Man, calamity. Let's continue. Let's get into it. A scary situation is reported to have unfolded after a man allegedly fired a weapon in two different public locations. The first instance is said to have taken place around 3 p.m. with the suspect firing shots at the Western Inn Mobile Park. Once at the scene, the deputies were able to determine that shots had been fired into one of the residential units on the property, but that two victims inside the property were not injured. By the time law enforcement arrived, the suspect had already left, believed to be on foot. As a result, a shelter in place for the surrounding area was ordered while the search for the suspect ensued. It was determined that the suspect fired shots from the balcony of a second floor room at the lodge, targeting a victim in the parking lot, but the victim was not injured. Law enforcement was able to take the suspect into custody without further incident. The suspect was identified as 34-year-old Justin Sanders. Next story, October 13th, today. A man has been arrested after an explosion at a home. See, this is why I say you guys are on a different level, bro. Different type of criminality. I don't even understand these charges. The possession of a prohibited weapon. You got explosives at the house. Man, what is going on in the community, man? Let's get into it. According to the sheriff's office, 43-year-old Alexander Piccioni is charged with possession of a prohibited weapon. The deputies were called to a home on Sunday following the reports of an explosion. Man, I'm telling you, action movies happening every day in the white community. Horror stories and action movies every single day, man. Let's continue. An explosive ordnance disposal technician from the police department responded, along with multiple agencies, including the FBI and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives. Bro, what is happening in the community? According to an arrest warrant, Piccioni was arrested at midnight on Monday. During the search, authorities located several chemicals and precursors for energetic materials commonly used to make explosives. The defendant was also in possession of 2 small galvanized steel pipes that contains an unknown substance along with fuses. Now, listen, it sounds like this individual was getting ready to create some weapons of mass destruction. It seems like the FBI thwarted a terrorist attack. Like, listen, you remember last week, it was the church. The guy ambushed the church, attacked the church, burned the church down. Another guy on a boat, unfortunately, down in North Carolina. It's been a number of incidents recently with these characters, you know, this archetype, this demographic, you know, committing terror upon the streets of the United States. You know, so who knows what this guy had planned? They said he had pipes, bombs, explosives, chemicals. They said he had chemicals that they don't even know. Chemicals, they don't even know what chemicals these are. They said, listen, an unknown substance. He got unknown chemicals inside the house, bro. We don't know what this guy was on, man. What is happening in the community? Listen, Steven Crowder, you got to leave the black barbershop. You got to go to the country club and ask your homies, what is going on, bro? Why are you guys making explosives? Listen, we could talk about the black community all day, but we have to talk about what is happening in your community. And ironically, that's the exact reason why the brothers at the barbershop said that you feel more safe at the barbershop amongst the family than you do at the church or at wherever you are in your community, because you know you have guys like this in your community inside their house, inside their basement, making explosives with unknown chemicals, right? You know what's going on in your community. You know the calamity taking place. So that's why you feel more comfortable coming down to the barbershop, because you know at the barbershop, we're not in the back making weapons of mass destruction. But you know in your community, anything is liable to happen. And that's a fact. That's a fact. Now, let's continue, man. Next story, October 13th, today, a man has been arrested after a home invasion. The police were called to a residence on Sunday, October 12th, around midnight for a home invasion in progress. When deputies arrived on the scene, they found the homeowners had already detained the suspect in their garage. According to the sheriffs, the victims woke up to find the man had broken into their bedroom. Holy crap. Whoa, bro. Imagine you in the house chilling with your girl, bro. It's midnight, you know, probably had a long day at work. Or maybe you had a nice weekend. Now you about to get back to the work week, chilling midnight, you know, having a conversation with your girl, and some random uncivilized vagrant, some vagabond just walks into your room, bro, walks into the bedroom where you and the queen are chilling, having a conversation, chilling, enjoying each other's company. My goodness, man, what is happening in the community? Steven Crowder, listen, we need answers. What is going on, man? Anyway, let's continue. Next story, October 13th, today. A man has been arrested after a woman has been set on fire. Man, listen, calamity in the community. Wow. Listen, let's get into it. A man was arrested on Friday after authorities say he intentionally set a woman on fire. The deputies were called to the residence, and when they arrived, they found a woman suffering from severe burns to her face, her arms, and her torso. Investigators say Mr. Sean Hoffman poured a flammable accelerant on the victim and caused the fire. The woman was flown to a nearby hospital. Mr. Hoffman was arrested without incident. Now, listen, like I said, like I always say, man, with all these horror stories and all these action movies taking place inside the white community, where do they even find the time to even think about us, man? Listen, you setting your girl on fire. First, it was just setting the house on fire. First, setting the car on fire. Now we setting your girl on fire. Man, now we got explosives inside the basement. Unknown chemicals that the authorities have never seen before. You got it in the basement. What is happening in the community? Steven Crowder, man, we need answers. Let's continue. Next story, October 13th, today. A man has been arrested for his 8th drunk driving offense. My God. Pure calamity and destruction in the community, man. Somebody please get these criminals off the street. You remember a few episodes ago, we discussed that one lady who was drunk driving with the whiskey inside the vehicle. And I believe it was her friend's vehicle, right? Some guy let her drive the car and she was drunk driving. And then he ended up flying out the car and busting his head on the pavement. They said his brain, his skull was exposed, everything. It was tragic, right? Now we got this guy. How many times you gonna get caught drunk driving, man? Calamity in the community. Welcome to the culture. Let's continue. Next story, October 13th, today. A man has been arrested after a police chase and has been charged with multiple offenses, including concealed weapons. The sheriff stopped a vehicle operating with fake tags on Main Street. Mr. James Gardner fled on foot during the vehicle stop. The deputies caught up to Mr. Gardner and arrested him after a brief struggle. Authorities said that a knife and a small stun gun were concealed on Mr. Gardner and that crack cocaine was located in the vehicle. Man, smoking crack. Man, y'all boys on crack in the big 2025, man. Y'all boys on crack. Crazy. Let's continue. Next story, October 13th, today. A man has been arrested for crimes against minors. Let's continue. Hey, don't stop. Let's continue. The sheriff's office arrested 69-year-old Franklin Martin after parents found text messages on their teenager's phone that they described as inappropriate. The sheriff said it's possible there are other victims who've had similar contact with Mr. Martin. Now, let's continue. Man, welcome to the culture. Next story, October 13th, today. A man has been arrested for sharing illegal images and videos involving minors. It don't stop, man. 29% of the population. How many crimes percent of the time? How many? Way too many. Way too many. Way too many, man. Anytime some of y'all boys try to get into my comment section and try to defend it and make some stupid argument, you really need to focus on decreasing that number first, right? Before you come into my comment section and try to debate me on the numbers, you need to focus on decreasing that number first of all. That number is way too high. Way too high, man. 29% of the population, almost 80% of the crimes in this sector. Y'all got to get it together, man. Y'all got to get it together. Let's continue. The deputies arrested a man who they said was trying to spread illegal images and videos involving minors from the comfort of his home. The suspect, 34-year-old George Leifler, faces 7 counts of crimes against minors, all of which are Class X felonies. Deputies executed a search warrant at his home early morning and said that Mr. Leifler allegedly used social media to share illegal images and videos. Man. Crazy is happening in the community, man. Let's continue. Next story, October 13th, today. A driver has been arrested and facing hit and run charges after a man lost his life. Man, tragedy, calamity, horror stories, and action movies taking place every single day in the white community. Let's get into it. Officers were called to a crash early Sunday. When they arrived, officers found a man was hit by a car. However, the car was unoccupied at the time. Although the 36-year-old received medical care, he died at the scene. The driver, Chad McBride, was arrested Sunday afternoon following an investigation by the police. So timeout. This man hopped out the car, fled on foot, didn't even render no aid to the victim, right? Ran over a guy in broad daylight, smashed him with your car. Didn't even have the decency to hop out the car, exchange information, help him out, call the authorities, call the ambulance, right? Here's my insurance. No, my man left the scene. My man left the scene, disappeared into the night, disappeared into the abyss. The police had to track him down, and the man died at the scene. He probably could have survived if you stayed and rendered some aid and called assistance, called the authorities. But you left the scene, left him to down the street like an animal. That is crazy what is happening in the community. Let's continue. Next story. A man has been arrested for illegal images and videos involving minors. Let's continue. The sheriff's office, in collaboration with the Internet Crimes Against Children detectives, arrested Mr. Colton Clark, 29 years old, after an investigation that began back in 2024. The sheriff's office says the investigation is still ongoing. Next story. October 11th, the other day, a federal grand jury indicts a man on charges for illegal images and videos involving minors. It don't stop, man. Welcome to the culture, man. Let's continue. Hey, 29% of the population, damn near 80% of crimes in this sector. Let's get into it. Wow. A man is facing serious felony charges related to the production of illegal images and videos involving minors. According to the indictment, the defendant, Mr. Richer, faces a possible prison sentence of 15 to 30 years on the production charge and a maximum of 10 years for the possession charge. The investigation began on September 6th when the police received a call from a woman reporting that her daughter discovered illegal images and videos of herself taken without her knowledge. The arrest citation by the police officer, Mr. Justin Jackson, stated that the material showed the minor taking a shower and changing clothes and were allegedly taken by Mr. Richard. Also, while the victim was being interviewed by law enforcement, Mr. Richard called the victim trying to apologize. Now, time out. So this guy was, man, listen, I don't even want to know. Listen, I don't know what y'all got going on. This is your sector. Like I said, 29% of the population, over 70 to 80% of crimes in this sector. Listen, this is y'all domain, the production, the distribution, the consumption. Listen, whatever. Listen, this y'all industry, right? This y'all industry. This not the black man industry. This y'all industry. Y'all got it, brother. Y'all very industrious. Let's continue. Next story. A criminal offender on Snapchat used fear to blackmail children. September 2025. Let's get into it. A man has been sentenced to 14 years in prison following a campaign of criminal activity that experienced detectives have called one of the most horrific cases they ever investigated. The convicted offender, Mr. Stuart Latham, 22 years old, admitted to using social media and fake identities, including posing as a 14-year-old boy, to target and manipulate minors from the ages of 11 to 14. Now, time out. That was the same thing that occurred with the first case that we studied with a grown man. The 44-year-old dude was on social media impersonating a child, impersonating some teenager in order to interact with minors on the internet, right? So this guy was employing the same strategy. Crazy what's happening in the community. And you notice in the first case, the child actually left her house, ran away to another state to some random individual who was posing as a teenager. So she thinks she's communicating with, some 16-year-old boy. You know what I mean? She gets there and she finds some elderly man who's going bald. It's crazy what's happening in the community. Let's continue. Police stated that he would often initiate contact by offering small amounts of money or gift cards, and then would threaten to expose the illegal contact to the victims' families if they did not obey his demands. Mr. Latham pleaded guilty to all the charges. Authorities recovered more than 4,000 illegal images and videos involving minors from his cell phones. Charges were brought in connection with over 40 victims from 2 different countries, though evidence suggests he may have targeted hundreds of minors. The case also involved instances of in-person illegal activities and serious misconduct with 2 minors who he convinced to meet him in person. Man, my God, it never stopped. It never stopped, man. It never stopped. Let's continue. September 2025. A ski coach has been sentenced to 78 months in federal prison. Let's get into it. 28-year-old John Degaloo, a former ski coach, was sentenced to 78 months in federal prison, including 10 years of supervised release for illegal images and videos involving minors. According to the authorities, the defendant used his position of trust to create illegal images and videos by imposing the faces of children on his sports team onto the bodies of victims and other illegal images and videos. According to court documents, Degaloo was caught with over 18,000 files of illegal images and videos involving minors. The forensic review of the devices uncovered that he used editing software like Adobe Photoshop and artificial intelligence to morph pictures of minors' faces onto illegal content. This manipulation made it falsely appear as though the illegal activity was being performed on the children on his sports teams. Crucially, the investigation also uncovered a bunch of images showing children swimming at a beach, which were apparently taken without their knowledge or their consent from a concealed position behind the bushes or the trees. This detail highlights the disturbing extent of the defendant's covert illegal activity outside of the online sphere. Mr. Degaloo was sentenced in United States District Court, and in addition to prison, he was ordered to pay restitution and a substantial special assessment to benefit victims' programs. Now, time out. This is the second case that we have discovered of these guys using artificial intelligence to take photos of children in real life, right? Children they know in real life, children that actually exist, and then, doing some magic, working some magic, and then creating illegal images and videos involving minors from the images of the children on his sports team, right? That was the same thing we discussed, I think, maybe last episode or 2 episodes ago with another suspect out in New York, right? Like I said, man, this is their domain. This is their space, right? 29% of the population just dominating in this arena of crime, right? Doing all type of stuff that we can't even imagine. Artificial intelligence, Adobe Photoshop, hiding behind the bushes, taking pictures of children. Man, what is going on in the community? Steven Crowder, we have individuals hiding behind the bushes at the beach, taking photos of children. Bro, what is going on in the community? Let's continue. Next story, October 10th, the other day. A man has been arrested after police discover illegal images and videos involving minors on an SD card. Let's get into it. Douglasville police have charged a local man with multiple counts. Mr. Gregory Gross, 48 years old, was arrested on Tuesday and faces 10 counts for the crime. He remains in jail after being denied bond. Next story, October 8th, the other day. A man is facing 3 counts for the possession of illegal images and videos involving minors. The Nash County deputy said they investigated Mr. Trey Jenkins on Monday after receiving a tip regarding his involvement in obtaining illegal images and videos involving minors. The 32-year-old man was charged with multiple counts and multiple felonies. Next story, October 8th, the other day. A man posts bail after police find illegal images and videos involving minors dating back to the 1970s. Now, that's this guy right here to the left, right? The elderly gentleman, right? This guy right here. He had a vintage collection, right? OG in the game. Like I said, this is their domain. It's culture, man. Welcome to the culture, right? Like, this is their domain. It's a reason why they're only 29% of the population and they're almost 80% of the crimes in this sector, because this is their domain, bro. This is their arena. Since the 1970s, before technology, he got the illegal images and the videos, bro, from back in the 70s, bro. That means coming out of the civil rights movement. Right? Everybody, it was disco, it was Afro. When it came to this guy, man, it was the illegal images and the videos involving the minors. Man, welcome to the culture, for real. For real. That's why I say these guys are the pioneers. This is their industry. This is their domain. This is their arena, man. Like, we don't know nothing about this. You guys dominated from the production, the distribution, the consumption on another level. 1970s, before technology. That means these victims, in this case, are probably elders, probably, got children, got grandchildren, right? That's what I'm saying, man. It's crazy. Welcome to the culture, man. Let's get into this story. Wow. A routine welfare check conducted by the Bellevue police officers unexpectedly led to the discovery of a massive collection of illegal images and videos involving minors. Officers were dispatched to the home of Mr. Richard Rowlett, 78 years old. When police made contact, they observed in plain sight numerous images depicting minors involved in illegal activity. When questioned, Mr. Rowlett allegedly confessed to the authorities that he possessed a large quantity of illegal materials at his home and at a storage unit, which had been collecting since the 1970s. Authorities believe the collection may contain tens of thousands of images from decades ago. Despite Mr. Rowlett's insistence that he never acted upon his fantasies and poses no threat to the community, he was immediately placed into custody and booked into jail. He faces 2 felony charges for possession and for viewing the depictions. Police are now actively working to determine if Mr. Rowlett ever engaged in misconduct or harmed any children. They're urging anyone in the public with information about the defendant to contact law enforcement immediately. Now, listen, this man said, listen, at my house, and I have an entire storage unit where I've been collecting illegal images and videos since the 1970s, bro. Since the 1970s, before the invention of the internet. How did you even get the illegal images without internet, right? You had to produce them yourself. You must have produced it yourself. You had to have produced it yourself. Because who was sending it to you before the internet, before Wi-Fi, before personal computers? How did you get your hands on the illegal materials? You had to have produced it. Right? Which means that you had to have committed criminal acts. But he said to the police that I never did anything. Of course, he's lying, but I never did anything. It's just a fantasy. Bro, it's crazy what's happening in the community. The 1970s, bro, before smartphones, before Wi-Fi, before the internet, before personal computers, right? Before streaming and TV and GPS navigation and text messages and USBs and digital cameras and drones and Bluetooth and smartwatches. Bro, the 1970s, the illegal images and the videos. Welcome to the culture, man. Let's continue. Next story, October 13th, today. A man has been arrested for aggravated possession of illegal images and videos involving minors. My God, aggravated possession? That's a new one. Let's get into it. The Michigan State Police have arrested Mr. Michael Tillman on serious felony charges. Tillman was charged with aggravated possession of illegal images and videos and using a computer to commit criminal acts. The investigation began after authorities discovered the defendant was uploading illegal content on the internet. The police department executed a search warrant on his residence and seized digital evidence related to the illegal activity. He remains in custody. Now, listen, it don't stop, man. It don't stop, man. 29% of the population, and every single day we have new arrests, new indictments, new affidavits, new cases. It don't stop. Listen, this is my challenge, man. This is my challenge. Let's try to go 24 hours. Let's go 24 hours without committing criminal acts. Can we do that, right? Because it hurts my heart to report these stories. It really, truly does. Like, it really don't feel good. It hurts sometimes, for real. So can we go 24 hours and just not commit any crimes in this sector? You know, go commit arson instead. Listen, I'd much rather, go commit a different type of crime for 24 hours, right? Please, that's my challenge. 24 hours. Let's not do anything to the children. 24 hours, that is my challenge. That is my challenge to a certain demographic. Now, let's continue. Next story. A man pleads guilty to criminal acts against an infant and faces up to 90 years in prison. My God. Let's continue. A suspect identified as Nathan Welch is facing multiple serious felony charges. According to court documents, Mr. Welch engaged in illegal activity with a newborn baby girl between March and June of 2024, and he recorded the events. The illegal images and videos were then disseminated on social media. The investigation began when the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children received a cyber tip from a social media app regarding a user distributing illegal content on the platform. This information led the Edwardsville Police Department to Mr. Welch's residence. Upon execution of a search warrant, Mr. Welch was interviewed and admitted to taking and disseminating the illegal images and videos of the newborn baby girl. The Madison County Attorney's Office has filed motions to introduce evidence of additional uncharged crimes, specifically 48 images and 17 videos of illegal content on the suspect's cell phone. Prosecutors are seeking to admit this evidence to prove the defendant's propensity to commit illegal acts against a certain class of victims, with the images described as depicting illegal activity involving toddlers and newborn baby infants. Associate Judge Ryan Jumper presided over the recent hearing, with the sentencing scheduled for a later date. Unbelievable. Next story. A man has been arrested for crimes against animals. Let's get into it. Authorities have arrested 24-year-old Bailey Hobbs, a former part-time employee for a local school district, on multiple felony charges related to misconduct involving animals. The individual is facing a maximum sentence of up to 5 years in prison. The case originated when authorities executed a search warrant at his residence. During the search, several electronic devices were seized by the authorities for forensic examination. Investigators ultimately discovered illegal images and videos on a device determined to belong to Mr. Hobbs. Detectives emphasized that no evidence of illegal images or videos involving minors was located. The investigation is strictly focused on crimes against nature. Now, time out. That's why I say, man, y'all on a different level with the criminality. Committing crimes against nature. The authority said, man, y'all committing crimes against nature itself. You're a criminal against nature. Bro, what is happening? Let's continue. Mr. Hobbs was arrested without incident and later released on bond. Now, Jesus Christ, man. Listen, it's too much for me, man. Listen, I don't even got nothing to say. You know, sometimes at the end of the episode, sometimes you're just left speechless. Sometimes I'm truly left speechless at the headlines and the stories that I read, man. Sometimes it's just too heavy. Sometimes, man, we just gotta leave, man. Man, welcome back to another episode of The Culture. Anyway, so whenever card, that's Salim back in the building. Yes, indeed. Pin comment at the top. Second single off the next project, The Spy and Bamako. Subscribe to the Patreon, NTD1814. Link in the description, and I'm gone. Peace.
Feel like a see me, I feel like I'm Saudi or ran up on Yon in the middle of Bamako. Enemy line, they claiming he innocent. Don't do no talking, I gotta move militant. Don't do no talking, I hit him with facts. 1804, bringing it back. 1804 like I'm Mother Cap Henry. King with the vision, the crown never empty. Top of the mountain, my soldiers defend me. Ducking and dodging the foreign intelligence. Hitting my dance on the DGSE. Dodging they traps, still on my feet. Feeling impeccable, feel like I'm shining. Go to my neck and I'm flooded with diamonds. Go to my neck and I feel like a man. dance. Feel like a lion, I'm in a savannah. Feel like the king when I'm up in the jungle. Never defeated, I never been humble. Come out victorious every encounter. Money machine give me help when I count it. Money machine stack it up in a beat. Heart of a king and I ride for the team. Weight of the world got it stuck on my shoulders. Bet you can feel it, my heart getting colder. Yeah, gotta stay focused so when it's in shots, I gotta react. Cause I'm a target, I'm under attack. Grabbing a weapon, I tell her get back. Mission exposed, secrets unfold. Enemy try, but I'm still in control. Got your boy sitting in Bamako prison. Hoping they wish we sending them home. Enemy know that we good under pressure. Been through the thunderous, turbulent storm. Shorty a diamond, I told her she precious. Hop in a whip and I'm taking her home. Hop in a whip and I'm swerving, I'm smashed. Killing my enemies, one of my passion. Rocking this gold like we in bikini. Feel like the captain, I'm clutching a heater. Yeah, gotta stay focused so when it's in shots, I gotta react. Cause I'm a target, I'm under attack. Grabbing a weapon, I tell her get back. Mission exposed, secrets unfold. Enemy try, but I'm still in control. Got your boy sitting in Bamako prison. Hoping they wishing we sending them home. Enemy know that we good under pressure. Been through the thunderous, turbulent storm. Shorty a diamond, I told her